Good morning, everybody. My name is Yuliya Kosko. I'm the founder of Svitlo Education, a charity with a very important mission to eliminate the future for the children of Ukraine. The name of our free online school for them, Svitlo, means light in Ukrainian. There probably isn't a person who does not know that the last 2 years of the war in Ukraine, 2 years ago, the war in Ukraine escalated into a full-scale invasion, which continues to date, causing casualties and destructions of millions of lives. Today, we want to share with you the 3 stories of young Ukrainians whose lives, like millions of others, have been impacted by the war. They are Svitlo pupils who did not despair, but chose education as the greatest weapon that can change the world, as famously preached by Nelson Mandela. I hope you enjoy them. Over to you, Kseniia.
Thank you. 7 years old I was when I first heard the explosions, when I discovered the meaning of the word war for the first, but unfortunately not for the last time. In 2014, Russian troops occupied and annexed my hometown Donetsk. I remember waking up because of the loud blowing up. I remember the thoughts of a 7-year-old me. Is it real? Can it be real? Why? So many whys in my head. Why are innocent people being killed? Why is my house being destroyed? Why have I lost my home, family, friends, careless life, and had to leave everything behind? We were forced to flee, to move under the missile attacks. I remember seeing my house and not being able to identify it, as it was just a pile of stones. So we moved to Mariupol, a port city not far from Donetsk, but that still was part of Ukraine. 16 years, that's how old I was when I had to experience war for the second time. On the 24th of February, I woke up early because of the loud explosions. First, I thought that was just a nightmare, but then I realized it must be too real for a dream. I immediately went to my mom to ask her what is happening. She only said war, the trigger word. You could also say pain, struggle, despair. After only 3 days of the full-scale invasion, no one could leave the city anymore. It was fully blocked, and we were isolated from the other world. No electricity, no water, no heating, no food, and constant explosions. One by one, without ever stopping, every next seemed louder and nearer. According to statistics, 100 bombs were thrown at Mariupol a day. We tried to survive by staying in the bomb shelter, with no sun, not going outside for days, but it was still dangerous. I was falling asleep with the thought that I might not wake up tomorrow. Trapped in Mariupol, with no means of escape, hope was our only companion. Days blurred into nights in the confines of bomb shelters, but hope burned bright, refusing to be extinguished. It was the promise of a better tomorrow, a reminder that darkness cannot last forever. I would just close my eyes for a second and imagine a better reality, where I don't need to be afraid to fall asleep or look at my mom's face to see how tears and fear have changed her soft features. Reality where I could help my country and change the world, well, at least a little corner of it. After more than 2 months, we managed to flee since it was an evacuation corridor made there. I remember the long traffic jam, everyone with tears of hope and fear in their eyes. I remember airplanes flying over our heads, throwing bombs right on us laying on the ground. We escaped with just one little bag, leaving everything behind for the second time. Since I speak German fluently and have taken part in numerous exchanges with Germany, the German school principal contacted me and offered me the opportunity to come to Germany and study there. That's what I did. Right now, I'm studying in Germany, as well as online in the Ukrainian university, studying international law, for which I have a fervent passion. It's gotten only stronger after what I have experienced, since I want to be able to help my country in the future, to protect those whose rights are being violated. I have many friends who were kidnapped and forcibly brought to Russia. Russia did genocide, and I have seen it all with my own eyes. That's why I'm studying international law, to help protect those in need. I'm also a young European ambassador for Ukraine. Having a keen interest in politics and international relations and wanting to serve my country, I'm actively engaged in various activities, promoting European Union values and fostering cross-border cooperation and communication. That has also brought me to complete internships in Bundestag in Berlin, European Union Parliament in Brussels, and a law firm. I see my responsibility in helping my country in every way I can, whether it's volunteering, giving free languages and maths lessons for Ukrainian children, spreading the awareness through journalism, or directly in European Union institutions. My experience in a bombed city taught me that you always need to have hope and fight darkness with Svitlo. Svitlo means light in Ukrainian, and it's also the name of the best school in the world. This year, I joined Svitlo School, a registered education charity in England and Wales, aiming at helping the children of Ukraine and those who have been forced to leave its territory to continue their education and acquire new skills and knowledge. That has changed my life really. It is a school like no other, a place where you encourage to dream big and to think outside of the box. It's a chance for Ukrainians to acquire new knowledge, hone English skills, meet friends, and feel heard and appreciated. Svitlo indeed brings light to everyone, and I'm very happy and grateful to be a part of it. Given this speech, I want to convey just one message, that no matter how hard reality can look like for you, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. It is there, even if you might not see it. You just need to hold tight to your hope, not be afraid to dream big, and fight for what you believe in. After all, after the rain always comes sunshine, doesn't it? Thank you so much. And now I'm gonna pass the floor to Anna.
Thank you, Kseniia. Hello, I'm Anna. I've got a story to tell you. It's not your typical tale, but it's mine, and it's been quite a journey. It all started on a Thursday morning when everything has changed. Instead of an alarm, I woke up from the sound of explosions this morning. This full scale of invasion of Ukraine began, and me and my family knew that we had to leave. We packed our bags, grabbed our dog, and fled our home city of Kharkiv. We didn't know when we would return, or if we ever would. The sound of explosions filled the air, and fear gripped our hearts as we faced the uncertain future. Every evening before going to sleep, I texted my best friend and my family that I loved them. I did it in case I'll never be able to do it again. The journey across the country was nothing short of terrifying. We checked the news in case the roads or bridges were bombed. Every step we took was filled with uncertainty and fear. We crossed the borders and made our way to capital of Moldova, Kseniia, and eventually found ourselves in London. But even then, the fear never left us. We worried for our family and friends back home, unsure of what the future held. First 2 months in London, I spent fully lost in my own mind. I couldn't believe that life can change in a matter of days. It was a strange feeling of not being at home and not being a tourist. I found comfort in Svitlo School. It helped me to adapt to English language and adjust to my new surroundings, which wasn't easy. Starting at Rika's Lodge High School was intimidating, to say at least. I was unsure how I would fit in. But thankfully, the teachers and students at my new school were incredibly supportive. They knew my situation and did what they could to help me feel home-like. And when other Ukrainian girls joined the school, I made it my mission to support them in any way I could. I knew firsthand how hard it was to be in the foreign environment. Now, 2 years later, I found peace and happiness in London, but despite the passage of time, the fear still lingers. It's a constant reminder of people we left behind, the ones who couldn't make the journey with us. So I look back on my journey now, I'm reminded of the importance of gratitude and solidarity. I may not be able to release my fear entirely, but I can do my part to support those who need it the most. And that's something I will continue to do, no matter where life takes me. Thank you so much. I'll hand over to Tymur.
My story started when I was 2 in 2014. We had to move from Donetsk to Zaporizhia, and then after 8 years there, we packed up again and headed to a town called Mukashevo, nestled near the Carpathian Mountains, and that's where I am now. You see, like, things were getting pretty uncomfortable back where we used to live, especially with all the craziness going on, and the beautiful views that we had from our 9th floor apartment before the war was now a very dangerous place to be. Moving was hard. We spent 2 days traveling in a taxi non-stop all the way. And having to move somewhere new in that situation was scary, but it wasn't like we had a choice. Now, Mukachev was a safe place, no doubt about it, but let me tell you, it wasn't easy settling in. I used to have friends, but most of them ended up moving away to different countries, so now I mainly communicate with them through chats and video games. It's not the same as having friends around in real life, but I've learned to make do. It's one of the many things to change in my life, the simple thing of seeing friends in person. And you know what? Before the war, I used to love riding my bike with my dad, but ever since we got here, I hadn't ridden my bike. Imagine something so simple as riding a bike being taken away from you. It's one of those things that has been stolen from my life, the simple thing of riding a bike. And now I miss the city life of Zaporizhia and all the things I could enjoy. I used to love improvisation at my drama club. It was something that I did for fun, and it was good to spend time with my friends doing something we enjoyed. Out here in the country, we don't have that, and I can't do the things I enjoyed anymore. I miss it. But you know what's been my saving grace? Svitlo. Without Svitlo, I would just be living in a box without communicating with anyone, and that would definitely not be very pleasant. Svitlo is an amazing place where I can talk to kids my age, attend school lessons, and learn new things. Without Svitlo, I honestly don't know what I'd do. It's been a lifeline for me, a place where I can feel like a kid again, despite everything that's happened. Place with different lessons to normal school and where we are part of one big family community. As for the future, well, I'm not entirely sure what it holds for me. I will always enjoy drawing, so maybe I'll pursue that, or maybe I'll discover some new passion on the way. Who knows? All I know is that I'm very grateful for every day I get to spend here in Mukachevo, surrounded by the beauty of the Carpathian Mountains, and hopefully I'll get a peaceful life soon. So yeah, that's my story. It's been a roller coaster ride, no doubt about it. But hey, I'm still here, ready to stand tall and face whatever comes in my way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Timur. We will add art lessons to Svitlo School, I think. Thank you, everybody, Kseniia, Anna, and Timur, for sharing your stories and inspiring us not to despair in any situation. Everybody who listened, I hope you enjoyed it. There are over 2,500 children who have been supported by Svitlo at some point over the last 2 years so far. We offer around 8 different free online lessons a week, all in English, to the children in Ukraine, and free tutoring in GCSE subjects for those Ukrainians in the UK. Svitlo School is also a support structure, which gives sense of community, as I'm sure you have realized from what the children told you, and stability when it's needed. A place where you can find new friends. We want to educate social, political, and global leaders who will be well equipped to rebuild Ukraine, but also become global citizens and make this world a better place. Please check out our website, join us as a volunteer, a sponsor, or a partner, or of course a pupil if you are from Ukraine. Together we can brighten the future, and we hope you will become part of our friendships, because friendships are definitely better than warships. Thank you so much for your attention.